Hi everybody, this is Gary Dean with Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Thursday, January 18th, 2024. So, 2024 is becoming pretty, what's the right word? I guess we're going to call it consistent, because we're seeing a majority of the days on the downside. Last really 35, 45 minutes of trading, they bid it back up, and the S&P closes down some 25, and that goes on until we get a massive squeeze and the S&P is right back to where it was. And we've really gone absolutely nowhere since say middle of December here. But the thing is that, you can see we when we had, the big down day, and then it's been just pretty much all down with these one big huge spikes that are coming through. So what I put out in the morning notes today was that we had two different patterns in play. One was on the S&P futures, that's the ES here, and you can see we had a bull flag here. We touched the bottom of it, and it was either going to break to the upside, and then we had hang on one second, 15 minute, I'm trying to get to the 60. Let's just do the 15 here. So what we had on the S&P was we had this bear flag that we broke through, and I said, if they really don't stop the bulls anywhere between these levels here, which you can see the first try, the big gap up, we made it right up to that resistance line that I had mentioned, and from there we came down, and then we had really a last say 2 hour squeeze, and they just took everybody out on it. So we're back into the bear flag, and here as I showed you before, we broke out of the bull flag. So the bulls right now have the advantage. There's no doubt about it. But the one thing that I'm going to warn you guys about, because I have a feeling you're going to start seeing this pattern start to be shown, and it's an inverted head and shoulders pattern. And the reason why I'm warning about it is because it's on the wrong side of the tape, meaning that these inverted head and shoulders patterns are typically bottoming patterns, and they happen at the lows, not at the highs where we are. So I think a lot of people are going to get sucked into it. Maybe it works out some. There really hasn't been all that much pushback from the bears. We did see them wake up a little bit in 2024, but overall getting any momentum, sustained momentum, and breaking through important pivots, they haven't been able to do it. And everybody that's been buying the dip has been, doing very well with it. And the problem that I kind of see with this, and like I said, it's not right now, but it has to do with just a complacency where when everybody's on the same page as far as buying dips and doing, not really worrying about any type of drop whatsoever, that's when, these surprise big moves to the downside hit. And it's because everybody's leaning one way, and then all of a sudden the market gets tilted a little bit. And from there, you get everybody trying to run for that single exit. But right now, you can see this is the 15-minute chart. We do have some bearish divergences. It's a 15-minute chart, so tough to say on it. But in any case, let me see if we can get the 60-minute chart. I'm not quite sure what's going on this, so I'm going to pause you for 1 second. Okay, I got it. So looking at the hourly chart, we didn't have any bearish divergences. You can see when we were dropping here, we had a nice bearish divergence. When we got up here, we had a nice bearish divergence. So bullish divergence, bearish divergence. But right now we have this move right here, and it was really, just on oversold momentum, and now we're back into the overbought levels. So for tomorrow, I think really the important lines we're going to have to watch for the bulls here, and what's going to take place is going to be right around, I would say, not too much higher. You can see we touched it right here. This is the resistance, and it goes across on it. So if the bulls can pop above that, then there's the odds of us coming up and testing the highs at up at the 48.02 are pretty high. Now, if it gets above it, remember what I was showing you with this, I don't know what's going on with these charts today. Hang on. Okay. Hang on. Okay, so remember what I was showing you with this megaphone top pattern. So if this is going to play out, we're all the way up at the 48.35, depending, because it's moving up on it. But again, it's going to. This is a bearish pattern. This megaphone top. This is a topping pattern. So maybe we need to get up there to lure people in. But if this pattern is going to play out, you can see, especially if we get up there, this trend line is going to be heading down. And this is where we'd be expecting the next move to come, because this is just an A, B, C, D, and then the E would be the breakout. So breakdown. So this is really, where we are right now. We're in a holding pattern. We've gone absolutely nowhere since December. And if the bulls, wake up tomorrow and gap it up, they have the resistance up at the 48.01. You have this resistance that's a little bit higher than that, but the bear flag's not really in play anymore. But what you can do, another way. Oh, I have this as a channel. So another way that you can actually look at this is it's actually having another little tiny. Let's say megaphone top pattern where you have your 1, 2, 3, and if I just take this instead of having to draw another one, oh gosh, that doesn't really fit. I'm not even going to say it. I was going to say it could have been a megaphone pattern, but this went down way too low. So let's just concentrate on the patterns that are in play, and that is this pattern up here. So if the bulls open up tomorrow, here is going to be the next resistance, and then from there we're going to be shooting towards a new all-time highs, and obviously the 48.18 is going to be resistance. But again, just looking at the daily chart, I mean, we have these bearish divergences, and as I've been showing you, some of the longer term indicators that I follow are they're giving sell signals, and this just was not enough to fulfill that. So even if we head up, I'd still be very, very cautious. I'd tune out anybody that's on CNBC or any of those stations saying that you're missing the boat, because typically when they come out and say that, some kind of top is very close. So for the bears, what do they need to do? Obviously, this is it right here, 47.55. If they get below that, you can see the moving averages are crossing. If they get below it, then we come down. They closed the gap on it, but then we'd be looking somewhere down at the 47.15 and then down at this 46.82. So let's see what plays out tomorrow. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys in the morning.